I've been hearing a grinding sound in the back there, so we're going to take a look at that. Because of the wheel covers and the steel wheels, you just can't get your peepers in there. It's not like, you know, this car where, you know, you got these big holes and, you know, you can see, hey, there's a discolator, and you can put your hand in there, you can feel things, you can see things, you go, that looks fine. Not on that. Nope. Gotta take the wheel off. Well, a couple things you can see here. One is had this car since 2016 and she's rusty now. So that's what, 7 years coming up? So I wouldn't expect that much rust. So this clearly has gotten all my wear out of it. So I've maximized my value. But it is a metal to metal. This one, however, had a lot of meat left. But here's the problem. She is locked in there. So I'm gonna do the right thing and introduce her to my friend, Mr. Vice. But that's why that's not floating, because it ain't moving. So those are supposed to slide around a little bit, especially after they wear. So we'll figure something out here. We'll test its metal. Yep, well, that worked. Anyhow, you get the point. She ain't moving. She ain't floating. Yeah, with the aid of a hammer, I was able to break it out, but of course the media left, and we weren't going to use it anyhow. So at this point, basically, what I have to do is I have to take these clips off and get the rust out. So the rust expands, because that's what rust does, and then it jams these. Hopefully I can reuse the rotor. I'm gonna go get my calipers on the rotor. So there's a size on the rotor that if it's not a certain thickness, you can't churn it. You just throw it out and buy a new one, which is usually what I do. But O'Reilly's churns these. So depending on the numbers, and usually the numbers are stamped somewhere. So this has got a little bit of a groove right there. Just, you know, a little bit of, hey, how you doing? And frankly, I'm inclined just a little. That side doesn't look so good. That's got more of a rusty fucked up. So basically what that's telling me is it was not even pressing on this side. It was only pressing on this side, which explains the additional wear, whatnot. Usually there's a number here. Well, we can Google it on the Google machine. There's usually a number in here. I don't think I've ever taken this off, frankly. I think this is original. The car's got 90,000 miles on it. Yeah, we may just buy a new one. And we'll probably buy a pair, because I'm sure the other side is starting to look that way. Okay, well, here's some measurements. Looked up the minimum thickness. It needs to be 10.5. These are 13. So, we can give them a go. Worst thing they could say is no. Got a little bit of flake in here. Definitely a little wear on the insides, not so much the outside. Clearly need new pads. Crap, I'm dirty again. I was gonna put it in the box before I got my hands dirty. Well, I just went ahead and bought new rotors. Apparently it's $25 a rotor. He didn't think they'd work, and it was gonna take 40 minutes for him to do it. So I just bought new rotors. Plus I got 15% off after spending $200. So now I'm in the midst of fixing the old calipers. So basically these things sit in there. They were all rusted. I had to pry them out. So I'm cleaning out all the rust. I'm going to get smarter this time. I'm going to dry fit these before put the metal brackets in. So right now, like this one doesn't slide in there very well. So I'm going to clean that out, measure the distance before I try to put all the clips on. The clips work great putting on once, but the way they're designed, they're not designed to be on and off. You can see here I just kind of broke-bladed, just trying to get this thing off. These are stainless steel, so fortunately we got new clips. So try to get this done in the next half hour. The brake shoes on, they're not tight, they're not loose. This is moving fine, however this isn't moving at all, so we need to attack that. That may be a showstopper. Well, I tried putting the vise on there, that didn't work. I took the rubber seal off, and I'm gonna just heat on her with the hot rod. So this is kind of fun. Used this once before. You can tell it's working because you'll see smoke. So this is just gonna heat that up a little bit. Just a tad bit. That should hopefully break it free. I'll probably have to replace this pivot. I just want to get it free. So if we put the whole thing back together, at least use the car. And now get that dirty. Well, after an hour of heating and cooling and heating and cooling, guess what? She's almost ready to come out. There she is. She needs a little cleaning. She does move though. And I can twist on her fine. Just doesn't want to come out. Although at this point, oh shit, that's hot. I can't deal with this. I gotta fix this. That's better. So I moved the brackets back so there's more weight cantilevered on the front, replaced all the screws and nuts with the appropriate ones, and bent this bracket back a little bit. At least now it doesn't look like it's falling out, and it's actually securely mounted. Okay, so man, do you call it the bootmobile? It's got a big nose. It's good stitching. Okay then. For various reasons, I had to pull some fiber optic cables and some network cable through this 2-inch conduit to the other side of the building, and that was about the best thing I could come up with to keep it. So this pulled nicely. This thing, unfortunately, I started with the end. It was wrapped in the beginning of the circle, not the out of the circle, so that one I had to undo. So you can see it's kind of, well, it's pulling from the middle. But anyhow, yeah, and I ended up having to do it twice because I didn't tape the pull cable too hard to secure, just in case this started catching. I didn't want to break the fiber optic. Fiber optic is really durable, but it is glass. It will break. So it's durable to a point. So unfortunately I got about 5-6 feet from the end, and I could tell because I pulled through the other end, and I knew how long the cable was based on the length of this pull string. So I knew when I got close to the end, so the pull string was over there, that I was very close. So I was just pulling that last part, and at that point I knew I had plenty. I just pulled too hard. So we pulled it all back through, re-sucked it through, and to suck it through, basically I took a wad of wet tissue, wrapped it around the cord, and shoved it in the pipe in the other side of the building, and then put a vacuum, taped it up, and turned the vacuum up, and just fed it. So it just pulled it right through, which is how I got it the first time. So after a long, frustrating, shitty day at work, I, put on my safety equipment, and got out the death machine and cut a little bit of firewood. So I cut down the really skinny trees, like 3 to 4 inches. There's one here, one there, one there, one there. I'm leaving the big dead ones because, like, the birds and stuff. Hey birds. I like to get in there. You know, the woodpeckers. You know, the guys wake me up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, leaves the big ones for them. But at least I got rid of the little ones. These, you know, these got charm. The little skinny ones, no charm. So I debated on this one right here. Well, we left it because it's got charm. Plus, I didn't want to go through all the bushes and shit. So we'll see who takes this wood. Probably the lady that's about to walk down the street with the weird dog. So yeah, I feel a little bit better about work. Not much, but just a little bit better. It is going to rain. I hear thunder already. So on Prime Day, I found myself some interesting things. So this is an LED light. It was $15, and it takes a Milwaukee battery. So okay, that's on there. It even has a USB out, so you can charge light your USBs. So take this into the dark area. Whoa, that's bright. Other than the fact it's super freaking tight right there, it should work. So yeah, just a simple $15, $16 light to just light up things without, with. So yeah, this should be handy. You can take this camping and whatnot. And because it uses a big lithium battery, it should last a while. So that was the first thing we did. I gotta go loosen that immediately. That's way too tight. Then the other item we got, it is going to thunder. Glue gun. So we'll test it out. Well, get that on there. So being a glue gun, oh, that makes complete sense. So I'm gonna lean it like that. No. How am I gonna lean it? Yeah, like that. That doesn't work at all. Came with a lot of glue. So yeah, what do we do? So we got a full battery. Guess we just hold the trigger. Oh, there we go. We gotta turn it on. So that's subtle. There were instructions. They're in there right now. How long does it take to light up? Well, I'm still holding my finger on here. Milwaukee doesn't have a glue gun, and I didn't want to get into another tool. Okay, so that's getting hot. It's getting to the point where I can't hold it anymore right about now. So yeah, squeeze the trigger. Do we get any glue? I know you guys are thinking this is like paint drying. You'd be right. Grip is nice. I mean, you do 2 finger, 1 finger. She's got good gripplage. I have no idea what that's about. And tether. Okay. Well, using my nose test, it's hot. There we go. Now we got some glue. Now. So yeah, turn that off. And that was both of these were like $15, $14, $18. They weren't much at all. So I got me a glue gun. LOL, as they say, even with the battery off, that doesn't do shit. It's really not well designed. That's supposed to hold it off the tip. No, that's a fail. So we'll just tuck that right back up and not use that ever again. That's yeah, that's not well thought out. But hey, it is what it is. Well, that does not seem as colorful as the front one. So I bought one from China. It's a pretty high quality one. It's got a little plastic cover. And I think what they did is they put a sticker on there that fell off because one day it just was that. So yeah, it isn't seen it. I don't know what's there. Or I don't know what. It just like disappeared. So we got to put this on there. Now, supposedly I can raise the hood and reach down there and pry off whatever holds that in there. So this will be interesting. My cluelessness and now realization, this is actually a big plastic piece. And I need to pop it off, and then I'm sure things will make more sense. So we'll get a little pair of pliers and squish those so they can slide right in. It looks like I got one screw holding it on there. Okay, so typical Germans, those are all easy to get out. I was able to use this to get the screw out, and then there's one last one. You know, it's the one right there. So I'm gonna get some long pliers. Something like this, only about a foot long. So I can come in like this and hit that. But otherwise, it's almost ready. Of course, this will just pop right in because they're just push pins. Just taking it out that's a pain in the ass. So yeah, these are my really long Harbor Freight pliers. This will do the job. I've only used this like once or twice, but it's one of those tools when you need it. Laugh out loud, turns out you just pull it, slide it right out. Of course, the screw is going to prevent it from sliding out normally. So now I need to figure out how to take this emblem off. It looks like I might have glued it, and those are just alignment pins. I might actually have to dig out the manual on this one. Okay, well, I got it off. Basically, I used a heat gun. Made this hot. It's probably the original. Then pushed on the little pins on the other side until I could get a piece of wood underneath there and just basically warmed it up, putting tension on it till it finally popped off. Definitely a lot of adhesive, which leads me to believe I need to do something similar to make it fit on there. But I'm going to clean this off first. No reason to leave that like that. Of course. So this is the new one. And I can measure across here. You get a distance. So that's so much. And when you take the old one, whoa, what's this? It's off. That's weird, it just fit. Huh. So just tried to put this in there, it didn't fit. Those don't. That one seems to be a little slightly off. Yeah, we'll play with it. See what happened. See how long the pins are? The old one, the pins barely showed through. I was doing it at an angle. I had one in all the way, and they needed to go in straight. So, of course, that's not going to stay just like that. I'm going to get some adhesive. Fortunately, I get some sticky pads. So, cut this at, I don't know where I got this, but I got this. So I'm going to put some little squares around there and stick it on there. That should keep it on there. Yeah, the sticky pads don't seem to have any stick anymore, so I'll probably have to throw those out. So I ended up just using silicone and just silicone the fuck out of it. Then I'm going to clamp that and leave it overnight. I ended up pulling this out. I had to snap it back in there, but at least it was easier because I could pull on one side and squeeze with the pliers on the other side versus trying to not drop this and pull it out and angle it. Just got to get my clamp. Hey, I know what kind of clamp I could use. I got a new wood clamp for that. This is a good reason why I need to trench my driveway and run a pipe for the water, because it's just going right into there into the sump pump on the other side of the street. So this is the first time we've had a really heavy rain since they've changed added the additional drainage. So way to go take a look, and I could already see pretty much what I thought was going to be the case. Still got a flood coming down here. So yeah, that's great. Let's see how this new drain's working. So you got a fair amount of water coming in there. Okay, so we're picking up some water over here. Seems to be flowing fine. Let's take a yonder back here and see what's going on. This should be interesting. So there's a pipe right underneath my feet. Should have worn my muddy boots. And then there's a pipe coming diagonally across there from the other storm sewer. Let's avoid that puddle there. Choose your puddles. Oh, well, I'm getting wet. So, yeah, that should be interesting. Okay. Now we've got the causeway. Great. Guess that needs a little more work. Yeah. I suspected. I wish we were picking the water up here, not down there. I had a Boydington in a while. Boy, does it pour good head. It actually has one of those balls in there. So, yeah. See, it says, watch and wait the head settle. Good stuff. I like it. Expensive. Well, I managed to stop at a few sales today. So, these are kind of amusing purchases. This actually came from work. That's another story. But got a pickaxe for $1. So yeah, $1. Why did I buy a pickaxe? Because you're thinking, Chris, you probably already have a pickaxe. Well, I have 2 now. I have 3, but one doesn't have a handle. The other one has a handle, but it's really loose. This one has a perfect good handle, and it's not loose. And handles are about like $30. So for $1, I'll take that. And worst case scenario, you know, you burn the handle and you scrap the metal. So this, you might say, hey, Chris, don't you already have one of these? And yeah, I do. I bought one in 1991, 91, would have been 91, spring. And I used it to refurbish a cedar chest that had, it needed refurbishment. Anyhow, these work great. And they last forever, except if you drop it right here, you break the handle off. And you can't buy the handle. I explored that. So, yeah, got that for $5. So now I'll have this one, which has a better dust collector. And it looks like it's in better shape than the one I have. And, of course, the handle works. So I'll use the other one for, you know, whatever. But we'll have a good power cord on that. So this is an LED light, which... crap. Not sure how if I'm going to hang this. I don't think I'm going to hang it. I think I'm going to screw it right in. Got some holes there. So yeah, this just takes 110. Ta-da! One. Why there's 16 stuff? We use low voltage controllers at work, so I'll probably figure out which wires I don't need, which is probably these. It should be hot, neutral. I don't know. I'm gonna have to open this up and look at it. But anyhow, long story longer, is twofold. One, I want to take this light fixture down, that one there, because this, when I put it in, this wasn't here, so it blocks a lot of the light. So this other one, I'm going to put more like right there and brighten that up. Two, this has non-native LEDs, so I want to, it's LED light strip, but it's still got a ballast in there. I want to just remove on that, maybe use it someplace else. But, why do I hear a cat? I don't know. So, oh, there's a cat. Do you know about the outdoor? Let me try and teach you about the outdoor. Can't teach a cat anything. Anyhow, so I'm going to dig out my ladder, move all my shoes, my boots. Speaking of which, I have boot racks that I want to install, but I haven't figured out where these. But I need a wall surface that sits out. A wall surface that sits out. Maybe it's here. Then I basically just hang your boots on there. I was thinking over there, but that didn't really pan out. Maybe. Old thing had thinking here. See, you can hide stuff above the garage door. I wonder if I could put it up there. No, I think it wouldn't probably hit the door. That would be bad. But I could reach here pretty easily. Maybe up there, just grab a ladder when you need them. I don't know. Some of these shoes, they still fit. I downsized all the ones that were falling apart, but I don't wear those very often. Those I wear in the wintertime occasionally. These are wear outside when I'm like cutting the grass. So yeah, I'll think about it. Anyhow, now they got to move all that. We're going to get the ladder out, move all the shoes beforehand, get up there, take that light out, figure out the wiring on that and mount that up there, and away we go. So that one should be brighter too. Dipped. This just works beautifully. Lets them air out, keeps them from getting sticky. The only thing is, I kind of thinking I want to put a second one up. Maybe shift this one down, maybe move this. I don't know, but I'm liking it. I got 2 more. So I got the light ready to come down. Finally dug out the ladder. Stepped over that. That was fun. So yeah, we're gonna get up there. It looks like the bulbs I had in there could be bypassable, meaning you go direct wire. You know, direct AC? Enhanced D-hits instead of ballast. I don't remember how I wired it, but I'll get it down. It's coming down either way. Okay, so the good news, well, this wasn't wired in for direct. This is inefficient. It's better to go direct, but it has the facilities to wire directly. So basically, when I say wire directly, I mean put 120 volts here, 120 volts here. This guy, however, only has 1 wire for both contacts here and 1 wire here. It doesn't have 2, so I can't apply 2. So you literally put 120 on one end. I forget which end. Well, maybe I could have done it on this one. This one, these bulbs required it only to be on one side, I think. Anyhow, this one didn't work for me. Maybe that would have worked in there, but this one will definitely work. So we can recycle this one and this one, or vice versa. I don't remember which. Very confusing. So now we got to figure out the electricals on here. So we're definitely not going to use these hangers, as cute as they are. Oh, maybe. No, not going to do it. Maybe we are. I don't. Huh. If I hang-a-late it, then it will hang down and then be closer. I'm gonna have to think about that. But anyhow, I gotta take it apart and figure out why I got a multitude of wires here. Yeah, I got all the colors. Honestly, I'm even more confused after I expose this. So I think these just need power, which should be gray and that. I don't know why the fuck they put a fuse in line. I'm just gonna delete, just go here. Maybe change the wires, I don't know. Now the purple I think is for the low voltage controllers. We have special light controllers, so I think I just delete on these 2. Keep the grounds are good. So if you keep the ground, the black, these, lose these. But then I gotta check the light over here, so this is just red and white. I think I just get rid of the purple shit. Yeah, the good thing is it's Philips and I can look this up. Bad thing it's Philips and it's going to be overly complicated. I'll have to check on this. Okay, so I just disconnected this purple crap and I think I can just pull that through. And then I disconnected all this and I disconnect this jumper thing that goes to the reset, the yellow. And I'm just going to plug in these 2, shove them into the wall socket and see what happens. I get light, I'm happy. If I don't get light, I might have to go in the interwebs and figure this shit out. I don't know. Okay, my daft configuration works. So we're gonna use the black and the brown. The brown is hot, brown, and she makes lots of light. Wires don't fit in the hole very well. So the next question is, how are we gonna hang it? I think so. I think there's an advantage getting it down lower. Definitely gonna try and get it right center between these 2 here. So I'm gonna measure the distance here and figure out where I put the hooks. This should work. Of course, it's not dark out, but do a simulation here. Turn the new lights on. Nothing, because that's the outside light. And then ta-da! So these give a little more light. I like them. I'm gonna lower them, but the chain it came with is really short. You can kind of see it's this little short chain. And then after I lower it, I'm gonna cut that and put it in a box or something a little less ghetto. But I don't wanna cut that until I figure out how low I want it. I think I want it to come down about 1 foot. So I do have, like I said, I got hangers in there. It doesn't weigh that much. It weighs about 8 pounds. So yeah, but definitely has a different light to it. Definitely yellow cast. So that's good. I'm gonna go through and evaluate. Now these lights here are LED. Those are LED, I think. But basically I'm gonna go through and make sure everything's converted to LED. When possible, direct wire it instead of going through the ballast. We feed the cat IMs. Yet this Panther chooses grass. Doesn't look good though. So I'm about to cut this board down into a 4-inch strip, and I wanted to just out of the 2x6 because there's some damage on the other side, and I found this nail in there, and I would have had to saw halfway through to miss that. This one's a little more funner, but I think I got this tool in there. So basically, you pound this around the nail to create a clearance, and then just pound this into there. It's a big guy. That's a 1/2 inch. It's 2.5 inches. We got those out at least. Better check the other side. So this is one of the Torx screws. Despite me using the proper bit and a very short torque multiplier, it's stripped. Maybe this isn't the world's best. Yeah. So, and it's the bottom one. So it's right hands down here, underneath this piece. So looking at the new one, it's plastic, so I could break the plastic, but then I still got this barrel around there. So because the bolt head sits flat, like that, I'm going to attempt to use my Vampires, which have a special tip. No, other than I just stripped the bolt, no. I can't get in there to, because of this pipe and that pipe. So I'm going to do the right thing, and I'm just going to break it off. Then I'll have more access for the top. So think a prying bar put right here, just got a chunk. So unfortunately, it sits inside the engine. So there's going to be, it's not going to break out easy. So we have to work with it. Guess the rain that's supposed to be here didn't really come. Thought about that plan a little more and decided, you know, this tip doesn't look that good. So I put my little Tecton one on here, and I torque-related the heck out of it. It came right out. I got this nice little kit right here. In fact, I brought this kit because it's easier to figure out which size it is by, you know, sticking those in there than trying to finagle those in there. So this is the original one. She's got 90,000 miles on her, and this is the new one. She's got a little bit of oil in her. Not bad. I expected much worse. So we're going to keep that, but we'll go ahead and install this one, and we will use the bolts. We will definitely not use, the tooling's interesting. It's like they made the mold with a 3D printer. Okay, well, anyhow, put that back on there. And again, this is premeditated maintenance. There's nothing wrong with it at the moment. Okay, well, despite me losing the original bolt, which I think is somewhere down there, this one went in fine, and then I tightened them up with the 8mm bolts that came with it. So one of the tricks I learned on the interwebs is when you're putting these kind of hoses on, you don't have to fight it. Take yourself some silicone silic. Just give it a good spray. Silicone won't hurt anything, and you'll just spend a lot less time fighting it. So, yeah, that's the tip of the day. Yeah, we'll just slide that right on there. Kind of have to get it around all these hoses. And yeah, this should just slide right on. Come on, guy. Yeah, there we go. And in a few minutes, that silicone will dry up, evaporate, and we'll get the back one back here. And that's in there. I'm gonna rearrange all these little things I unplugged to get out of the way. Get in there, little guy. It went click. That went click. These are nice because you know what you're doing. You just pull that out, and everything's good. This goes in there. This twists around somehow into there. I think that's, well, it took off 2 connectors, so that's good. So yeah, the next thing I want to do is I want to clean the valve intakes. So I'm going to go read up on that. Basically, I spray a magic juice in there, and it's supposed to clean it out. So yeah, we'll give that a go. I've never changed the cabin air filter. So apparently you lower this down and you very carefully remove this, or you snap it the way I did. I'll fix that later. I guess this has some sort of thing. It slowly closes. I don't know. Anyhow, and then you lower this piece out. Just comes and flies out, and then you pull the filter out. Now, but the crunchies you're hearing, that's not good. So we may rearrange the car and get the vacuum out, because that looks a little full there. Saturday morning, cut the grass, trimmed around the bushes, confirmed that these lights up here are LED. So I did swap for the 2 newer ones, and I cleaned up these. I'm going to donate those to later this week. Did get the motorcycle out, washed her, confirmed the battery's good, and it started right up. Took around the block, did confirm that there's oil in the engine. So the next step is to tear it apart right around there and replace the oil seal. But I'm gonna try and do that this year. Maybe put some insurance on it, unplate and ride it. I don't know. Next step is gonna clean the intake. So the instructions say to take the intake cover off, pass the MAF, mass airflow sensor, and spray the juice with the engine running about 2,000 RPM, and just spray for a second, and then let the engine recover, spray, and then take it for highway speeds for about 15 minutes. So I've frankly forgot which brake regulator rubs, so I'm going to take those in there and go get the engine ready to prep, and run that juice through it, then take it for a ride to Burton and refill those. So far, Ace seems to be the best place to go. There's a place in Solon. If you just exchange these, you only get 16 gallons, or 16 pounds. If you have them fill them, you get a full 20. Plus, it's cheaper to fill than exchange. Unfortunately, that is a Rhino tank, so it is all fucked up. But yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do. First, I gotta take that doggy for a walk. He wants to go for a walk. It's supposed to be really hot today. Then I think I'm gonna go into the wood shop and work on my wife's shelf. She wants a picture shelf. I forgot, I have asphalt patch. I've had it for years, so it was still pliable, meaning it was like frozen, dried out like paint. So it says you can do up to a 1/2-inch lift, they call it. So I slapped some there, some in there. I mean, yes, I need a new driveway, but when they excavated this, they tore all that up. I just wanted to kind of smooth it out, so when I'm snow blowing and shoveling, I don't get caught as much in there. I'm not looking for beauty, just, something to take the edge away. So there's that, and Dog's still there. We're outside in the rain while it's sunny, grilling bacon, pork, and sweet potatoes. Spiker likes some bacon. Want some bacon, Spike? Well, so
from Amazon shopping for Chris. The shipment has arrived.
There's shit show like. So I'm making this wall picture stand. So basically, it's supposed to be 2 centimeters and some width here, and then the pictures kind of sit in this groove. I routed out with the saw, and I thought I'd use the router, which is a bad idea because it just made a huge mess, and I'm like standing in some of it. What I should have done, the right thing, which I'll do in the second one because she wants to, is use a dado blade. So a dado blade is where the blade's a variable thickness, and there's a dado blade kit somewhere in there. That's what I should have done. So basically it has 2 saw blades and then a chip breaker up. Then you can add more and less, and vary the width. And then that would just groove this out. So I was able to saw into here, and I was able to saw into here. But, or I should just use the table saw and just gone over 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch, which was how I did this. But anyhow, I used these scraps just to give me a base so I could go along. So I'm gonna just finish this up with the router. You can see right here. So I'm trying not to get into this because that's the shelf, the lip part. All will make sense later when I'm done. this is what she is. I think I am going to come back with the dado blade because, well, first I got to glue this piece down here, but it's just really hard to clean this up. And I'm just, yeah, I got to get that out. So a nice clean dado will take care of that. And I can put like a half-inch dado on here and just kind of bam, 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 go across, get that all flat. So my dado set. Actually, my dado set's not even there. It's over here. Pretty sure. Should be right there. There she is. Oh, this is the new one. I forgot about this one. I haven't used this one yet. Kind of wish that I hadn't done that. Did all that. This one's a dilator. This one's kind of cool. I'm not sure if I want to use this one or not. Basically, you adjust the angle and it makes the blade wobble back and forth. It's got some pretty big splines on there, so yeah, we'll give this one a go. She's a Craftsman. Slow RPM. Wonder how many RPMs we got on there. I didn't know how to change the RPMs. Cool. Yeah, we'll try that one.